Well, we're back again. Short video, basically to show you where we're at insofar as the simulator is concerned. Now, the one thing that we've done and that we were waiting on has finally arrived, which I believe my son is zooming in on, and that's the gauges from a company called Flight Illusion. It's interesting that everybody says, oh, it's plug and play. Well, yeah, it is. And there's one of the reasons we're not going any faster. we just got this thing working. It's been very interesting trying to program the gauges. The attitude gauge, which is the upper gauge here, it wasn't working. We couldn't figure out why. We heard all kinds of clicking noises. And it turns out that the LEDs that control the brightness of the gauge, lighting it up, were bent down enough to where the attitude gauge couldn't turn. And it was stuck. So we had to correct it and, of course, unstick everything. Then the assignment of the gauges, it's not exactly easy, because what Flight Illusion said is a small gauge isn't recognized as a small gauge, i.e. the flaps gauge. So that's the only one that we don't really have working right now. As you see, it showing that we have a ton of flaps down. Looks like about flaps 30 or 40 there. And in essence, the gauge has some way interlinked with the indicated airspeed gauge, and it's actually showing airspeed on a small gauge. So we're still trying to get that one worked out. The digital altimeter works fine. The indicated airspeed works fine. And now the attitude gauge works fine. So we're going to try to correct the problem with the flaps gauge to get it to operate properly. Other things that we've done is I went ahead and bought some pre-made knobs that are painted. As you can see on the auto brake knob there, it's a lot nicer than the knobs that actually came with the main instrument panel. We've also added some backlighting to the and connected the fire warning, so this is all set. Slowly but surely, the reason that we're having some problems getting this completed, and I didn't bother to turn the other computer screens on because this is a short video as such, is that I happen to have my 18-month granddaughter with me at the present time, so I don't have a lot of time to be able to get up here and do the things that we want to do. My son, who's taking the video, has graciously came out today so we can work on some of this stuff, but eventually we'll have everything done. Added some lighting up here. We also added the map, and this right here is your engine start pre-checklist for both engine start, after takeoff, before landing, and so forth. Still working on getting the other side fixed on top of the glare shield. And for those of you who were emailing me and asking me, hey, how's the sim coming along, this is where we're at. We had to really chop out the back section of the pole dragon at MIP in order for those gauges to fit in. We had to do some not jury rigging. We made our own holder for the gauges, which it looks more like a 737-200 series, 300 series type than a next generation 737, but nevertheless, I think it frankly looks pretty good. got to do a little touch-up paint because we were sawing whatever the stuff is that Pole Dragonette uses to make the MIP. It's strong, believe me, it's strong, and much thicker than the 16th inch metal that you would see or from companies that charge you a lot more. In other words, if you buy a Pole Dragonette MIP, it's going to hold up real good. You can see the visuals are a little bit more sharper now. We're coming in or making an approach to Las Vegas, and so our visuals are coming along too. Anyway, that's it for now. When we get these gauges all set, we'll actually do that that video that people have been wanting to see, and show you how we do it. Right in front of us, but below us, is McCarran. In fact, I'll swing the aircraft around a little bit so you can see the runways, but this is Mega Scenery, which is a computer picture from actual satellite photos, and coming into just about dead center in the middle of the screen there is 2.5 left and right McCarran. And what I normally do when I fly is I generally fly from Sacramento to Las Vegas McCarran, and then spread out from there, sometimes going to Tucson, sometimes going to Phoenix, sometimes just going to San Diego. But I really like Las Vegas. It's a very active airport, and probably when we get closer here we'll probably see all kinds of aircraft taxiing out to the runway and so forth. I'm on autopilot. I'm not gonna land this thing. I just wanted to show you that it's the graphics show up a lot better, and the airport's a fun airport to fly into, because there is just a heck of a lot of traffic, which the way the real McCarran is. So for now, let's see if we can see some aircraft at the end of the runway here. I'm gonna drop the altitude with the MCP and back off my speed. As you can see right below us, there are two aircraft that are landing on the same runway, and we're going right over the top of them. So they're already getting waved off, and as you can see, there's already a heck of a lot of aircraft waiting to use 2.5 right, and about dead center in the middle of the screen right here you'll see them lined up. That's the one thing I liked about the program that I use. You can see them there. Pull up is right. There are the aircraft, and that's 2.5 left and 2.5 right, and you can see a lot of airplanes taxiing out. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll keep you updated on this.